My name is Gabe Rodriguez, and I work for Louisiana's Department of Education. And my job today is to share with you information related to Compass and to make sure that everyone is certified for the 18-19 school year. Bulletin 130 are the regulations about personnel evaluation that you should be familiar with as a school leader or as somebody who does evaluations. Because it says the requirements that are in there when it comes to evaluating teachers as well as being evaluated as a leader or a supervisor. The bulletin does say, as of right now, that Compass requires annual recertification and that recertification should include the opportunity to complete inter-rater reliability. So what we're going to do towards the end of the morning together is actually watch a video together, of a short instructional video based upon the information that we shared today, and then you're going to not scribe it, but simply rate the video as how you think that teacher would fare. I want to start off the morning by asking you one question, which is, when you hear the word Compass, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Yeah, I've heard that before. You're right. Anything else?
Highly effective.
Highly effective, a rating, right? A 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4. Other words that I hear are related to the rubric, to being observed, and it also depends which lens you have on when I ask a certain group what Compass means to them. So as evaluators or school leaders, your lens is somewhat different from the lens of a teacher. When I'm in the room full of teachers, I hear, am I a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? The rubric, my principal coming in twice a year to do formal evaluations, those types of things, right? I'm going to ask you today to have a little bit different mindset as we go through, because when you think of Compass, if you think of it as a pie, like a pie chart, the observation piece is half of that, right? There's a whole other 50% that's based upon student growth, student performance, and we're going to get a little bit more in depth with that for one specific reason today, and that's because for the 17-18 school year, the year that you just closed out, you have teachers who now have VAM data. So VAM for the 17-18 school year applied to teachers in grades 4 through 8, and it applied in the subjects of ELA, math, and social studies. There was no science in this past school year because of the field test and the new science assessment. But why I think that this is so important to you all right now is because those teachers in 4 through 8 in those subject areas are going to have VAM. Let's say I've been coasting along the last 4 or 5 years and I've been a 3, a 3, a 3, and a 3. And this year, for 17-18, 35% of that pie that I keep talking about is from VAM, and it brings me down from a 3 to a 2. That's going to be something that has to be addressed by you all as school leaders and people who evaluate teachers. We're going to talk in detail about all of these pieces, but I wanted to kind of set the tone as to why I think that this is so important, and we're going to go into a lot of background and a lot of information you might not think is relevant, but I swear I'm going to tie it all back together and show you why it's so important. We'll start off with our objectives for today. Our goals are to understand what the minimum requirements are for Compass, the whole process for teachers and leaders, how will the 18-19 Compass end of the year evaluation be calculated? We're going to talk about that as well. The timelines for this year, and then finally the tools and resources that are available to you all to help you implement Compass in a very strategic way.